Nephilim were on the earth both in those days and afterwards. See, some Christians believe that the Nephilims and everyone were destroyed in the flood. But see what the scripture says. The Nephilim were on the earth both in those days and afterwards. Means the Nephilim were there before the flood. And also the Nephilim were there after the flood. Also now we are going to see the scriptures where the traces of Nephilim were found. Where the Nephilim were found. Where such animalistic creatures were found after the flood. So my dear brothers and sisters, as I said to you that even today, these giants are there. Such animalistic creatures are there in this world. But somewhere, the information is not coming to us. Because that information is getting censored. But if you really, by God's grace, if you really go into deep, if you really study the experiences of the Christian scientists, because there are some Christian scientists who are going and who are exploring this, then you'll find, yes, these are still visible. So the Nephilim were there before the flood and after the flood. Now let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 2 verse 20-21. This also was accounted a land of giants. Giants dwelt there in old times, and the Ammonites called them Zumins. A people great and many and tall as Anakims. Now who were Anakims? Anakims were the descendants of Nephilim. But the Lord destroyed them before, and they succeeded them and dwelt in their stead. So this scripture says, yes, the giants were there after the flood. And see, therefore God had to destroy them. Let's read another verse. Numbers chapter 13 verse 33. We saw the Nephilim there. Now who are the Nephilim? The descendant of Anak come from the Nephilim. We seems like a grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. So here what happened when the Israelites, when they came from Egypt, as you know that 40 years they wandered, and finally God told them that yes, this is a land which I have chosen for you, the land of milk and honey, and the land was Canaan. Now the problem with Canaan was that the Anakims were living in that place. Now, as you know, the Anakims were the descendants of Nephilim. And that time Canaan was the part of Emperor of Phoenicia. So when Moses said to the soldiers, now you go and inspect the land. This is a land which God has given to us. So when they went and when they saw these Nephilim, these giants, oh, they were very afraid. But Joshua and Caleb were not afraid. So it indicates the giants were there after the flood also. Let's read Amos 2:9. Yet it was I who destroyed the Amorites before them. Though his height were height like a cedars, and he was strong as an ox, I even destroyed his foot above and his root below. Now what he says here? He destroyed the Amorites, but he says their height were like the height of a cedars. You know what is the height of a cedar tree? So these giants were so tall. See, if they were 6 or 7 feet tall, then nobody could have been afraid of them. But these were so tall. But eventually they were destroyed. Let's read 1 Chronicles chapter 11 verse 22. Benaniah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. What he says here? He slew 2 lion-like men. It means that they were half men and half lion. So they were like centaurs, half man and half horse. So these were like half men and half lions. So such animalistic creatures were also there after the flood. Now the Nephilim, they were not confined to one place. As we read just now in the Canaan, the Nephilims were found. But as the days went by, they moved out and they spread out across the world. And usually they went to such places where the civilization is increasing, where there are more people. And that's why during the Roman Empire, you will see a lot of Nephilim activities. Because that was the empire where it was growing like anything. And when there were more people, so the Nephilim, it becomes easy for them to carry out their agenda. So in the Roman Empire mythology, you must have heard about Celtics, Druids. They had a lot of spirits and devil in them. And then you hear about Nephilim in England. During King Arthur's time, there were a lot of Nephilim activities. And straightly in South America, they found Phoenician coins. I mean, how the Phoenician coins came into South America. And also in South America, they found pyramid-like structure. So it means a Nephilim from Canaan, as you know, the Canaan was a part of Phoenician Empire, which has some place in the Egypt and also in Israel. So the Nephilim, as I said, they were not confined to one places. They moved across the world. They went to Roman civilization. Then you have England. Then you have South America. And secondly, when man started looking up to the sky more, when there were telescopes, when man started flying, so they saw some weird activities in the sky. They saw the Nephilim-like creatures moving around in the sky. And today we call them as UFOs. And there are hundreds. The cases are registered by the people that they have seen the aliens, they have seen the UFOs. My dear brothers and sisters, what are the aliens? They are a category of Nephilim. Now, the media is not giving the complete information. The scientists are not giving the complete information. Maybe they know or they don't know. They say that they are from another planet. But they are not from in another planet, let me tell you. They are the part of Nephilim. They are from this planet itself. You know, the World Economic Forum, they said by 2030, they will be successful in establishing a relations with the alien activities. So the fact is that everyone believes now there are aliens. But they say, oh, it's from but they are coming from another planet. Many scientists have supported this theory, this idea. But that's not true. They are the part of a Nephilim. And they are there in this earth. My dear brothers and sisters, as I said to you, that as the scripture says that the Nephilims were there before the flood and after the flood. And there are so many traces have been found. So many proofs have been found and have been established. Yes, there are giants and also there are such animalistic creatures. What are the aliens? These are such an animalistic creatures. So they are there. And they have spread across in all the fields.